want to give you a chance to practice your drumming skills by actually just playing on your desk or the nearest flat surface. We're going to be looking at a musical example that's going to give you a chance to practice your dynamics, playing at different volumes. So remember that dynamics is a fancy word for musicians describing how loud or how quiet something is when we're listening to it or playing it. And you know, dynamics aren't always the same. In fact, the word dynamic itself means that something can change. It's not constant. It's kind of always in flux. With our dynamic markings, sometimes we might be kind of quiet. Sometimes we might be loud or anywhere in between. And dynamics also refers to the ability to go from quiet to loud, which is also called a crescendo, or to go from loud to quiet. Well, there are actually a couple of words for that. Musicians will use the word decrescendo, and sometimes they'll use the word diminuendo. Decrescendo, diminuendo, both of those are musical words that mean to get quieter. So let's go ahead and take an opportunity to practice some dynamics by doing some drumming on your desk. Let's go ahead and look at our rhythmic examples. Notice that we're in common time. You see the C at the very beginning of this example? That C just stands for 4/4 time signature, which I imagine you're feeling pretty comfortable with by this time. So 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note counts as 1 beat. Notice that we have 4 systems or 4 lines of music to read, and each line has 4 measures in it. After 4 measures, you're going to repeat because there's a repeat sign that surrounds each of those 4 measures. So we'll do 4 measures, and then we'll go back and we'll do those 4 measures again, and then we'll go down to the next section. If you look carefully, you'll see a really fancy F. Do you remember what that F stands for that's right at the beginning of this musical example? If you guessed forte, you're correct. And if you remember that forte means loud, well, you'll be in really good shape. So when we start playing, we'll be loud. Now, in order to keep your hands from getting kind of sore or tired or hurt, I want you to think about playing just on your fingertips from your palm up, okay? And you're going to play on the edge of your desk. For the first measure, let's count while we play along. I'm going to recommend that you alternate hands. That means going back and forth between your 2 hands, not just doing everything on one hand, because first off, your one arm will get tired, but then secondly, it'll be easier for you to be in rhythm on the steady beat if you're switching your hands back and forth. So we'll go 1 measure at a time, and I'm going to ask you to be my echo, drumming on your desk. It is loud, but I don't want you to be so loud that you hurt your hands. Here's my first measure now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. The second measure sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The third measure, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the last measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Great. I'm going to do 2 measures at a time in that very first system, and I'm going to ask you to do those 2 measures back to me. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and my turn. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Great job. I'm going to do the entire first system and ask you to do the entire first system back to me. Counting and playing loud. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, let's look at the next system down. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 measures at a time and ask you to do those 2 measures back to me. Notice that we don't have any new dynamic markings, so this should still be loud. My turn first. Here I go. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. My turn. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that whole system. Please do that whole system back to me. Here I go. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. We're ready for the next system down. Notice now we have that little cursive P. Do you remember what it stands for? If you guessed piano or quiet, you got it. Notice that I didn't say piano because I'm not talking about the instrument of piano. I'm talking about the dynamic marking piano. Here I go 2 measures at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. My turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. That one is pretty simple, so I'm not going to go back and do it again. This is just quarter notes and quarter rests. I bet you're really good at that. I am, however, going to look now at the very last system and notice that we have the dynamic marking mezzo forte, medium loud for the first 2 measures. Then for the second 2 measures, I have this awesome crescendo all the way to fortissimo, which means really loud. So I'll go ahead and do this one measure at a time again. Please be my echo, 1 measure at a time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now the last 2 measures, I'm going to put those beats all together and see if I can make my crescendo really obvious. So echo 2 measures back to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the whole last system. Please do the whole last system back to me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Your turn. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right. I think we're ready to do it along with Mr. Mozart's piece of music. Remember that we're going to repeat at the end of each section, and it goes pretty fast, friends. Get ready. Just a quick word of warning. There is not an introduction to this, so it just kind of hops right in. I think you'll be okay once we start, but know that if you miss the first measure, it's okay. And remember that we are going to repeat it. All right, here we go. Remember to count out loud as you play and try to remember all the dynamics. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2. That was pretty fun. I kind of want to do it again. Are you with me? Now that you know what to expect, can you really try to do those dynamics? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 3. 1, 2. Quiet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Medium loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Crescendo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Love a good fortissimo. I hope you do too. I love a great crescendo. We didn't have any diminuendo or decrescendo, which means, again, the gradual getting quiet, but we did have some really sudden changes that were very exciting in the music. So I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable reading, seeing the dynamics, and being able to count along as you drum. I'll talk to you soon, my friends.